Hello everyone, welcome to the Anxious Dev. I am Madhu Gupta, and today I'll be giving a very short introduction on arrays and how to use them in Java. Without wasting further time, let's get to the list of contents. So if we talk about the list of contents, I'll be talking mainly about what is an array and how do we create an array. After that, I'll talk about how can you access and set the elements in array. You can also iterate through your array, and in the last, we are going to have a code demo for the same. So let's talk about arrays. What is an array basically? So array is a collection of elements which is stored at contiguous locations, and you can access the elements with the help of index. Now what do I mean when I say contiguous locations? So you can also substitute the word contiguous with consecutive. So basically in computer world, we store everything that we can in the memory pointers, right? Those are stored somewhere on the physical memory, whatever you store in the computer, right? Things will make more sense when we go through linked list as well, and other data structures of how they are stored. But please know that an array is a collection of elements which is stored at consecutive locations, and you can access all of the elements with the help of indexes. Yeah, so that was the whole explanation of arrays. Now let's talk about how can you create an array. So yeah, in Java, you can create an array with the following syntax. It's usually going to be type square brackets and name of the array, whatever you are going to name your array. And in the right side, it's going to be new and type. And in the square bracket, you are going to have the size of the array, whatever the size of the array you are going to have. So I have also given an example that I am creating a array, my array, which is of int type. So that means basically it will store all the elements which are going to be of int type only. It cannot store a string type element, and it is going to have a size of 5. Okay, so when I execute the above command, this one, it is going to create an array which is going to be of size 5, and this something, it will look something like this. Now let's talk about accessing the elements as well as setting them. So in Java, you can access the elements. In not Java, I think in any language you can access the elements of an array with the help of an index. Okay, so index is like a number. It will tell you the position of the element in the array. So suppose if you have an array of 5 elements, and you want to just get the second element. So what you will do, you will say that you have to give me the element at index 1. So basically we follow the n minus 1 principle, that whatever number you have to get the element for, it has to start with n minus 1. As I have mentioned it here, the first element has an index of 0. So yeah, this is how you can get the element, and you can set the element as well. Things will make more sense when we get to the code demo, but this is just the gist of it. Okay, now let's move on to the next section. The next section is iterating through our array. So basically in our DSA journey, which we are going to start from this very first video, we are going to iterate through array a lot of times. Okay, and what is basically iterating through array? Suppose I have an array of 6 elements and I want to see each element. So how are you going to do that? You're going to do that through a for loop. So I have listed down the syntax here. So this is basically for int I is equal to 0. Int I is equal to 0 is basically the starting point from where you want to see the elements. If you set int I is equal to 1, the first element will be skipped, and you will start your iteration from the second element. Okay, so this is the starting condition. In the mid we have the end condition. When do you stop the for loop? So you are going to stop the for loop when you have reached to the end of the array. The end of the array means you are just going to exceed the size of array. Okay, so this is the second condition, and the third condition is basically incremental decremental operations. So by how much do you want to increment through the iteration. So if you want to, like, if you want to iterate through every element, you are going to do I plus plus. But if you want to iterate first element and then you want to iterate third element, you are going to do I is equal to I plus 2. So okay, hope it makes sense. We are going to go through a code demo now. Yeah, let us walk through the code now. So personally, I think that yeah, having the slide is nice enough, but you will learn only when you get your hands dirty with the code. Okay. So yeah, let me just explain the code one by one. I'll just go line by line, and then we are going to run this program and see how this program runs. So in the very first line, I have created an array of size 5. As I have mentioned before, that this is the syntax through which you can create an array. After that, to show that how can you access an element, so I am going to access the third element, and as I have told you n minus 1, so I am just going to access the second element. Since at the starting of the creation of the array, every element has its nil value. So for integer, the nil value is 0, right? So I think that we are going to print 0 when we try to access the third element. After that, setting the element. So I have tried to populate this array with values such as at first element it is going to be 10, then 20, then 30, 40, 50. So this will populate the array with all the 5 elements that we have, and after that I am just printing the values that are present in the array. So let's try to run this program and see how it goes. Okay. Yeah, so if we see that when I try to access the third element, it is going to come 0, because I have told you whenever an array is initialized, it is going to have nil values till you fill the values. After that, we filled the values of the array. So you can see that the element at index 0 is 10. That is our first element is 10, and similarly it goes on for other elements of the array as well. Okay, so that will end our code demo for the array. We are soon going to have one more lesson for the hash set, and then I'll just jump on straight to the need code 150. That will strengthen our understanding of DSA. So yeah, let's jump onto the end page. Okay, so that was the very short code demo of how an array is created, how can you access the elements, how can you set the elements of the array, as well as how can you iterate through the elements of an array. With that, this video will end here, and yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for your time.